Welcome back, everybody, to Fiddlefern Farmstead. My name is Sarah. If you're new here, also welcome. I am getting ready. We've been celebrating New Year's. Happy New Year. I don't know where you're from, so drop a comment. Let us know where you're from. But here in the South, we celebrate and we do collard greens and black-eyed peas. And my grandma always told me if we didn't eat our greens and black-eyed peas, we weren't going to have any money. So your greens are your dollars, and then your black-eyed peas are your cents. So supposedly the more you eat of your greens and black-eyed peas, the more money you'll get that year. So we ate a lot. We ate a lot of that. But now, Jared has been all day going on trying to get our power set up. They came and approved. We had the meter box put in and they approved it, did the okay on that, and now we're running wire to make sure we have enough outlets and everything to put up heaters when we need them in the birthing stalls and in the brooder, and just for random stuff if we need it in the barn. So he's doing that today. And then I'll take you out to see it. We have a really good friend of ours, Dusty. He's helping Jared today. Thanks, Dusty. But they're doing that. So we had another friend come over. His name is Greenfield. He brought us 2 new rabbits, and they are does. So we're going to go out and check them out. And yeah, see what kind of surprises we got today. See you in just a second. It's super windy today. We have like a really big cold front coming in the upcoming days. I'm supposed to get down in like the teens, or I think they said maybe some single digits. But it's just super windy. I can deal with the cold. I like the cold. I don't like the wind. So hopefully you can hear me over this annoying wind. I have to take Jared some coffee real quick, and then we're going to walk down to the rabbits. But yeah. I took down all the Christmas yesterday, so that was a chore and a half. Do you keep your Christmas up like after New Year's, or I have to have it down like before New Year's Day? I don't know why. I feel like it just has to be like a clean slate for New Year's, or for the new year. Hold on. Ooh, my hair. It's trying to get away from me. Okay, I'm gonna take Jared his coffee, and then we'll go check out the rabbits. So we got, we got 2 new rabbits. I think I told you before I logged off for a second that we got 2 new ones.
They look like wild rabbits.
So this is one. They kind of do look like, the sun. And then the sun's really bright.
What are their names?
They don't have any yet. We got to come up with some. I thought one we could name Judy. Like Judy Hopps from Zootopia. No. You didn't like that idea? What do you want to name them?
I want to name this one Fuzz.
Fuzz?
Mm-hmm.
Just Fuzz.
Mm-hmm.
Fuzz. Okay.
No, that one, after one named Dickens, he can say Fuzzy.
So Fuzz and Judy. Is that what we're going with?
He's got like a little white chin.
Yep,
Ooh,
she's
very
pretty.
friendly.
They are very friendly. So we got 2 new ones because somebody has got to go. We kind of know who has to go. Jake's probably not going to be happy with the decision, but we already talked about it. Oliver, every time that we've tried to breed her, she kills her babies. She doesn't take care of them. Jake picked Oliver out of one of the litters that we had previously, and because she was just a really good looking rabbit, so this is Oliver.
She kind of lost her looks.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
She got older and lost her looks. This is unfortunate.
She had more of like a brown note to her.
Yeah, well, she still does, but
less.
So she's got to go, and then this is the second one, and I'm a little sad about this one because she is super sweet. But with us trying to raise meat rabbits. It doesn't really help us when we don't have good rabbits that are breeding like we need them to. Pumpkin, which is the one I just showed you, Pumpkin is just an older rabbit, and she's given us some really good kits in the past, and she's done really good. The last 2 times she didn't have any, well, the last 3 times. So she had 2 on that first breeding where I was like, something's wrong. She had 2 and they were just really small. We raised them. And then the next time she didn't have any. And then this time she had 1 and it was just really, really scrawny, and it just didn't make it. Like, I could tell as soon as she had it, it just wasn't going to make it.
I'm going to go down to like Dad and like see.
Check on Dad?
Yeah.
Okay, he's down there with Dusty. So we're just gonna, these 2 are just gonna have to leave. We may try to find them another home, but if we can't find another home, they will probably go to freezer camp. And it's like we've told Jake, that's just a part of having a homestead. You have to decide who stays and who goes, and when their usefulness has run its course, it's time to make decisions. And while those decisions are really hard, in order to keep providing for the family, we have to make those hard decisions. So Oliver and Pumpkin will be leaving us, and we're going to replace them with apparently Fuzz and Judy. But yeah, we're hoping. Jared read something the other day, because Gertie will usually give us a good litter of kits, and just recently she's not been wanting to breed, and I don't know what's going on, but he read that you can give rabbits bananas and it helps put them in the mood. So we're gonna try that and just see what happens. I've kind of given her a break because I was coming out pretty much every day and just trying to see if she would let one of the bucks breed her, and it just wasn't happening. So I'm going to try the banana thing, see if that works. I have to go get bananas. I haven't been anywhere because it's been crazy between Christmas, wrapping that up, and then New Year's. And with what I've got going on, I just haven't felt really great, so I haven't been out in town. We went out in town yesterday, and immediately I was like, I gotta go home. So yeah, we're gonna get some bananas. We're gonna try that method and see how true that is. I don't know. I'm not sure, but it's worth a try. But they seem really sweet, and I'm hoping they will provide us with some good meat rabbits. They're really, really hefty. So the guy that brought them to us, we gave him some rabbits before, and these are from like a different line, but they're pretty much the same of what we have. So that's what we wanted to make sure that we kept here, because they're pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. They're pretty dense rabbits. Like their fur is really soft, but they're also like a good bit of meat that comes off of them when we do harvest. But yeah, that's what's going on today, guys. But we're trying to figure out what our goals are for this year. After Jared gets done with the power in the barn, the next thing that I want to start on is the garden. And I told Jared it's a big feat. Like we have a pretty big run of land that we need to fill. This is going to be the biggest garden I've ever had for sure. But back here's where we're going to start. I told Jared I wanted to do it kind of in phases, and I'm going to come sit up under the thing here and try to get out of the wind. Trying to look for Jake. He was running around. So we had talked about our goals for this year, and that's one of my first goals for this year, is to get the garden started. I told him that we could do it in phases because it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of building the raised beds where we want them, and how we want to lay it out. I kind of already have a sketch made up. So when we get started on that, I'll share the sketch on my idea so far. But we want to make sure that we do the garden right at this property, because we changed it almost every year at the other one. For the 10 years that we were there, it changed pretty much every year. And I kind of just want to take my time and make sure that I do it how I want it the first time. So I think the first project in there I want to do is put up our high tunnel. Our high tunnel came from Growers Solutions. That's where we got it from. Pretty sure it's a 40 by 60, or no, time out, 24 by 60. And can't remember exactly which one it was. So when we start putting it together, I'll give you all the details on that. But I want to start at the back of the garden first and then work our way up. And I think that's going to be the easiest way for us to do it. And then that way I have the high tunnel done, and I can grow things in it when it's colder. I can put the walls down, and I can raise the walls up and still use it during the summertime, and then just kind of gradually grow it as we move on, because we're not going anywhere. But that brings me to one of our other major goals, is to getting to where we don't have to depend on really going to the grocery store for anything. I don't really have a way to grow wheat berries or anything like that, so I'll still have to get like flour and certain things from the grocery store. But we are looking at more sustainable ways to keep everything going here on the homestead. And I know it's going to be difficult. I know it's going to be hard, kind of like putting those things that have become like easy to get a hold of and easy to, just go in the grocery store and pick it up. It's going to be kind of difficult going from that to growing our own food and making sure that we know where it came from. And that's our main concern, is knowing where everything came from. And that's why we kind of jumped on the cows, because we wanted to know where our meat was coming from. That's why we have the rabbits. And then another goal of ours for next year, and this is just like one that is like a shot in the dark kind of thing. We want to maybe do our own meat chickens, and we want to make sure we get the garden going first. And then, because we're going to have to build chicken tractors for those, and I want to make sure everything is kind of flowing, and I don't want to pile on too much, and to make sure that we can kind of enjoy what we're doing here and not make it seem like it has to be in a rush. I don't want 2025 to feel like it's a rush and a chore to do everything here on the homestead. Everything's a chore. Everything's, hard work, making sure everybody's taken care of and everything, but I don't want it to feel overwhelming. And I think that's a lot of people get burnt out when they think, I've got to get this done, I've got to get that done. And it can get overwhelming. And I think when we got all these animals at once, it started getting overwhelming for us. So we're trying to, take a couple steps back and reevaluate what we have going on here to make sure that we don't burn ourselves out. And yeah, but I hope that everything just kind of falls into place, and it doesn't seem like an overwhelming chore to get done. But we will see. It's the first day of the year, and we've got 365 days of them. But what are your goals for this year? Let me know in the comments what you want to get done around the house. If you just have a small garden, that's, what I started out with. I started out with, just a couple of like little places on the ground where I would plant stuff, and that was always fun. I told him, is like, I guess when you start gardening, you have to decide like how you want to do it, and that's why I kind of settled on the raised beds, because I did the in-ground gardening for I think it was 2 years at the old house. We did in-ground gardening, and I just hated it. You still have to weed when you have raised beds, but in-ground gardening is like a whole different story. And I just like the way that was set up more. So you have to figure out what works for you. And that's I feel like I'm chasing squirrels. I squirreled off, but I'm ready to get everything to where it just flows. But let me know what your goals are. What do you want to get done this year? There's my squirrel. That's I walked away from the squirrel. Now I'm back on it. So you can let us know in the comments what your top goals are for this year. That is my number one main goal, is to get this garden going, because that is like my one true I don't want to say love. That sounds weird. It makes me feel at peace when I can go out and work in a garden and bring food in that I grew and I can feed to my family. So that is my biggest goal this year. Well, that and getting healthy. But that's coming. We're on the roll with that. And then, yeah, let us know. We are going to finish out the rest of this day. I'm going to go check on Jared and see if they need anything in the barn. And I'm going to quit hiding from the wind in the little rabbit shed. But I hope you guys had a wonderful, happy new year today. And I'm so excited to share the rest of this year with you guys. We'll catch you on the next one. See ya.